Hey guys, welcome to Pages with Sidra. Today we are going to start chapter 555 of I Have 90 Billion Licking Gold Coins. If you haven't watched the previous chapters, make sure to check them out on my channel. Now, without any delay, let's dive into the chapter. If the two powerhouses didn't share a common enemy and goal, they might have ended up fighting each other. Alright, enough talking. Since our whereabouts have been exposed, a sneak attack is no longer an option. Let's issue an open challenge to Qin Yuan. This time, I will publicly challenge the East Xian medicine lord, Tina said coldly. She was confident that even with an open challenge, her strength would not be inferior to Qin Yuan's. Alright, that's one way. Qin Yuan is crafty and good at hiding his true strength, rarely showing it in front of others. But if it's a public challenge, he is likely to respond. The medicine ancestor nodded in agreement, acknowledging her plan. The tense atmosphere between them finally relaxed. Around 10:30 a.m., not long after Nyakuko left, Yao Qingtan suddenly called Qin Yuan. She had spent an entire sleepless night. Boss, where are you? I'm at the Sanxing Hotel. What's wrong? Is the new villa uncomfortable? If you're not getting used to it, you can come back to the hotel. We'll be heading back to the country in a few days. The villas are just for fun anyway. A big house feels empty when you're alone. Maybe it's better to be in a smaller one. You're right. I don't like the big villa. It feels too spacious. I prefer a cozier place. I'll come to you right now. There's something I need to tell you. All right, I'll wait for you. Qin Yuan nodded and hung up casually, then opened the God of War app to play some games. Damn, hurry up and get in the car. The poison circle is about to shrink. There's a jeep in front. Let's go take it out. Shake it up. Da-da-da. While Qin Yuan was immersed in his game, Yao Qingtan was carefully getting ready at the dressing table. She used a special solution to wash off the dark face powder, revealing a stunningly beautiful young woman in the mirror. Her long black hair was neatly styled, her makeup was light, and her beauty was otherworldly, like a fairy from an ancient, mysterious land. Her skin was as white as jade, and her eyes were like clear water. Her smile was enough to charm anyone. Her beauty was truly breathtaking, with a touch of sadness lingering on her flawless face. This might be the last time I see my boss. Today, I'll confess everything. From now on, we'll part ways. I've been playing outside for so long, I've experienced everything I wanted to. It's time to settle down. I can return to the Medicine King Valley. I just hope that Qin Yuan and the Medicine Ancestor can reconcile. The Medicine Ancestor was about to arrive, and she didn't want a conflict between him and Qin Yuan. Both of them were people she was very close to. She couldn't bear to see either of them get hurt. Around 10:30 a.m., after finishing her preparations, Yao Qingtan stood in front of room 3609. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. She rang the doorbell. Damn, how are you driving? You're heading right for the gun muzzle, damn it. Qin Yuan cursed at his game, then ran over to open the door. The moment the door opened, a graceful, fair-skinned young woman stood in front of him. Her ruby lips were flawless, her long hair like a waterfall, and her eyes like twin lakes. She was an ethereal beauty. Every smile and movement of hers seemed to carry a unique aura. She was pure and adorable, like a beautiful flower in full bloom. Even though Qin Yuan had seen many top-tier beauties before, at that moment, he felt as if he had been struck by lightning. Just one glance, and he was stunned. Boss, I'm here. You're Qingtan? Qin Yuan blinked, surprised. He hadn't recognized her at first. The Yao Qingtan standing before him now was completely different from the one he knew. She was unrecognizable, stunning in a way he never imagined. Yes, boss. Yao Qingtan nodded. Come in. Let's talk. Okay. Qin Yuan closed the door and couldn't help but marvel at how accurate the system's evaluation had been. I didn't expect you to look like this. Boss, this is my true appearance. There's something I need to confess to you. Yao Qingtan said seriously. She didn't know how Qin Yuan would look at her after hearing the truth. You don't need to say anything. I already know. You came to the Qin clan manor as a servant to poison me, didn't you? What? You already knew. Then why did you keep me by your side? Yao Qingtan's eyes widened in disbelief. Could it be true that Qin Yuan was using her to deal with the medicine ancestor? I kept you by my side because I was interested in you, wondering what kind of poison you were going to give me. I just happened to be skilled in pharmacology, so I thought we could learn from each other. But after the first time, I was a little disappointed because you didn't try again. Qin Yuan shrugged helplessly. Then tell me, did you kill my senior brother, Shiyun? I want you to tell me with your own mouth. Yao Qingtan demanded. It wasn't me, he just a bad luck. I'm not taking the blame for that. Shen Yuan responded. Then, did you keep me by your side to use me against my master? Yao Qingtan asked, her emotions running high. You're overthinking it. What I care about is you, not that old man. If I hadn't spared him back then, he wouldn't have been able to leave the Chun clan manor alive. I only showed mercy because of you, Shen Yuan explained. Then what about the day when my master was severely wounded in a battle on the bright light ship, almost dying at sea? Wasn't that something you arranged? Yao Qingtan asked again. How could that be something I arranged? I didn't want to directly confront your master, which is why I've been avoiding him, even coming all the way to Kimchi country. Your master was severely injured, and I thought, why not let him die when he's weak? Why would I be foolish enough to strike him down then? Shen Yuan responded. And that Tina Morgan, she's with the Skeleton Society, the organization that killed your senior brother Shi Yun and Bei Chen. I don't understand why your master is teaming up with her. Is this really the truth? Is this the real situation? Yao Qingtan's body trembled as she carefully considered what Shen Yuan had said. It didn't seem like he was lying. As her master had said, Shen Yuan's power was terrifying. He was indeed the East Xian medicine respect, the person everyone feared. So, what did this mean? Given East Xian medicine respect strength, facing her master head-on would likely lead to his victory, especially since her master was already injured. If Shen Yuan had wanted to use her to harm her master, there would have been no need for it. It would have been an unnecessary move. Her master's guess was wrong. Shen Yuan didn't want to harm her master. If he didn't do it to harm my master, and is willing to sacrifice so much for me, even though he has more power than my master, and yet he avoids direct conflict, does this mean everything he has done is for me? He's done so much for me? How could someone with such incredible power be willing to endure so much just for me? What have I done to deserve this kind of treatment? As she reflected on Shen Yuan's efforts and sacrifices, the realization hit her like a wave. He had been so sincere, his actions spoke louder than words. For all this time, Shen Yuan had never asked for anything in return. Instead, he had constantly given, making her happy, showing her the world, traveling with her, sharing new experiences. He had spent his time, energy, and money, a top-tier powerhouse and leader of a trillion-dollar empire, choosing to spend time with her instead of handling his vast responsibilities. He'd gone shopping, gone to amusement parks, rode roller coasters, ate hot pot, even lost a luxurious cruise ship worth billions all because of her. He had never once complained. If all of this wasn't proof of his sincerity, then what was? Tears welled up in Yao Qingtan's eyes as she began to cry. Why are you so good to me? I don't deserve this at all. Woohoo. As she cried, she leaned into Shen Yuan's arms, sobbing softly. Shen Yuan stood there, stunned. He was confused, not understanding why she was so moved. Did I really do so much? I didn't think I did much at all. I just spent some money, played around, ate, and made her buy a few things for me. And now, she's thinking I've done something big. It's a bit strange. All right, don't cry. I haven't done anything for you. You deserve to be treated well forever. He patted her back, trying to comfort her. But as he thought about it, she was about to leave. The thought made her cry even harder. If they were enemies, it would be easier to just sever ties. Though it would hurt for a while, the wound would heal with time. But now that everything was cleared up, she realized how much more he had sacrificed for her than she had imagined. It was harder for her to leave now. The more she didn't want to, the more painful it became. Yao Qingtan's affection, +1. Yao Qingtan's affection, +1. Current affection, 95 points. Ding. The affection of the licking dog object, Yao Qingtan, has exceeded 95 points. Congratulations to the host for a successful reversal. Ding. The host has spent a total of $100 billion on this licking dog object, earning a rebate of $10 billion. Ding. The host receives 300 reinforcement points. Ding. The host has acquired the skill, Mastery of Herbal Medicine, 9 Dragon Acupuncture, Pharmaceutical Crafting, Planting Techniques, Flying Needle Assassins, and the Universe Gene Potential Guidance Technique, Fragment. Ding. Note: the fragment version of the guidance technique hinders the host's potential. It is recommended not to practice it. The host can spend 1,000 reinforcement points to upgrade the Universe Gene Potential Guidance Technique to the full version. Current reinforcement points, 610. What? Shen Yuan had never expected that Yao Qingtan would be so moved, leading to a successful reversal. The reinforcement points he could use had dramatically increased to 610. But the problem was, upgrading the universe gene potential guidance technique to the full version actually required 1,000 points? That was way too expensive. The system even suggested he shouldn't practice it? What kind of joke was that? He had finally gotten a legendary technique, and now the system was saying he couldn't even practice it? With 1,000 reinforcement points, he could probably enhance himself to godlike levels. Not worth it. Qinyuan Gij, can I call you that from now on? Sure. Qinyuan Gij, Qinyuan Gij. I really like you, Gij. Wait for me. I will definitely explain things clearly to my master. Yao Qing made up her mind. She would stop the conflict between her master and Qinyuan. After leaving the presidential suite, she immediately began contacting her master. She tried every means of communication, WeChat, email, phone, but received no response. Her master, Xiantian Medicine Master, had discarded all electronic devices. It was said that this was to prevent being tracked by artificial intelligence. He didn't want to be schemed against by Chen Yuan. What now? Why isn't my master replying? Yao Qingtan felt like an ant on a hot pan, panicking. Meanwhile, Park Zhongjae had kept his promise to Lin Shudong. The Sanqing group used all its resources to quickly pinpoint Chen Yuan's location. He was staying in the Sanqing Hotel, in the presidential suite, room 3609. It was like a stroke of luck. President, we've locked onto the person you're looking for. He's staying in a suite in our hotel. Here's the footage from the surveillance cameras. Take a look. Good. Park Zhongjae nodded. He opened the video, and sure enough, he saw Chen Yuan's figure. From last night to this morning, 2 women had entered his room, and they were both top-tier beauties. Their looks and figures seemed to rival Lin Shutong's goddess-like aura. Chen Yuan's a lucky guy. Why does he always get the prettiest women? Why can't I meet someone like that? There's no one in the entire Korean entertainment industry who looks like that, and yet he gets them all? Well, this is good. When Lin Shudong sees this footage, she'll realize what kind of man Chen Yuan is. She'll definitely give up on him. Park Zhongjae sneered, then picked up the phone to call Lin Shudong. Hello, Shudong. I've got news on the thing you asked me to do. Have you found Chen Yuan's address? Lin Shudong excitedly asked. Yes. That's it for today's chapter recap. If you enjoyed the breakdown, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with the latest manga, manhwa, and manhwa recaps. Got thoughts on today's chapter? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear your take on the story. Also, if you know other fans who were reading this manhwa but stopped because it got axed, share this video with them. The more support we get, the more motivation we'll have to keep making these videos. See you in the next one. Until then, keep turning the pages.